In example 12.9, we are given a function named g. G has the equation g of x equals 5x plus 2x squared minus 3 with the domain of all real numbers. And this question is similar to example 12.7 and 12.8, except it's not asking us to graph and go through all the different steps of the full analysis. Instead, just wants the relative extrema and the equation for the axis of symmetry. So we know at this point that the parabola can go one of two ways. It's either going to open up or it's going to open down, which means the relative extrema is either a relative minimum or it's a relative maximum. But either way, it's the vertex that we're interested in. So let's go ahead and calculate the vertex, taking a look at the function itself. Be sure to look very, very closely at the way this equation is written. 5 is attached to the x, which means b is equal to 5. A is the coefficient for x squared, tells me a is equal to 2, and then c there at the end, the constant, is negative 3. Because a is positive, I know that it's not going to be opening down. Parabola would be opening up, which indicates that I should have a relative minimum. All this without having to go through all the detailed graphing. So let's calculate h using the formula negative b over 2a. That's going to give us negative 5 over 2 times 2, which simplifies to be negative 5/4. Then the calculation of k, which is where the bulk of the work is on this problem, is going to be g of negative 5/4. We plug in negative 5/4 into the equation. 5 times negative 5/4 plus 2 times negative 5/4 squared minus 3. And let's work on simplifying. First term, we have 5 times negative 5/4. That'll be negative 25/4. Second term has a squaring operation, so we'll take care of that first there. That's 25/16. And then the constant at the end is still minus 3. Negative 25/4, first term is done there. The second term, 2 times 25/16 will become 25/8. And now it's a matter of getting a common denominator. So I'll have to multiply negative 25/4 top and bottom by 2. Treat the whole number at the end over 1. Multiply top and bottom there by 8. So what we're looking at is negative 50/8 plus 25/8 minus 24/8. And then I just work it from left to right. Numerators, negative 50 plus 25 is negative 25. And then if I take negative 25 and subtract 24, I get a grand total of negative 49/8. Now I know a lot of your calculators will handle doing this for you. I don't have one in front of me, nor can I show how I would do it in the calculator, so I'm just doing the entire thing by hand using common denominators and getting one single fractional result there. So I know that the h and k represents the vertex, which is specifically the relative min. So for part A, we can say that there is a relative minimum located at negative 5/4, comma, negative 49/8. And since the axis of symmetry is always the vertical line that passes through the vertex, we already know the equation for that as well. That is going to be axis of symmetry is x equals negative 5/4. And that completes example 12.9.